Today I'm going to review my Apec water countertop reverse osmosis system. This is it in action here. Here's the unit itself. Apec Water, freedrinkingwater.com is their website. I like how the product is made in the US, at least the filters are. This is a 4-stage, so there's 4 filters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic hardware. It's a little bit dirty right now, but I mean everything. They've paid a lot of attention to detail. Just a real great product. The nice part about this compared to conventional systems is that it doesn't go under the sink. This one is a countertop, so if you travel a lot, if you're like me and don't want to install a huge unit under the sink and have to remove it every time you move, this is a great option because it's easy to set up. You just filter your water once a week and then you put it away, and there's no fuss, there's no mess, and it's pretty inexpensive. This is actually cheaper than some of the under the sink countertop ones. This one I paid maybe $230 for. The one thing that you do want to keep in mind with those under the sink ones where they have maybe a 5-gallon reservoir is the more the reservoir fills up, the harder it is for the filter to actually, it takes exponentially more water and more work to filter it out. I don't know the entire science behind it, and I'm probably not explaining it as best as I could, but basically speaking, because this system just eliminates the dirty water and produces clean water and doesn't have to keep a 5-gallon reservoir full actively, it's more efficient. And so if it takes, say, 1 cup of water to produce half a cup of RO water, that would have an efficiency of 50%. The under the sink ones, the more you fill up their 5-gallon reservoir, the more water you have to filter to get the same amount. And so it's really efficient in the beginning, and then it becomes exponentially less efficient as it fills up more because it's moving. It's basically the way reverse osmosis systems work is they move these particles. Well, the water moves from a system of high parts per million to low parts per million. So this is it in action. Now the nice thing is you can run the sink if you want to use the sink. Don't run hot water through it. Run cold water, right? Because it'll say right here. Service life, is that going to focus? Service life is 1,500 gallons or 1 year. I've had this thing for 3 years and have yet to change the filters on it, and it still works perfectly, so I'm not entirely inclined to change the filters until they need to be. This is it. I have noticed that over the last year, it's not filtering quite as fast, and that's probably because well, 1, water pressure, but 2, it probably is time for me to change these filters out. It's been a while. What I'm going to do here is we have a tester. A tester here, this is just bought on Amazon. It'll give you the parts per million. So I'm going to go ahead and test this live with you guys. I haven't tested this system in over a year. So we're going to go ahead and see how well this is working. Now, generally speaking, the filter, I mean, if you look on their website, they have an awesome graph of how 99.9% of chlorine is removed, 99.8% of mercury is removed. I'm just making these numbers up, but they'll tell you how efficient, how much pollutants are being removed. But generally speaking, the overall parts per million, it should do a 90%. So we're going to test this water. If your tap water is, say, in LA, my tap water was 300 parts per million. The water that comes out on the other end here should be 30 parts per million or less. So it should get 90% of those parts per million out. And once the efficiency drops below 90%, so if I'm getting 40, 50, 60 parts per million in the filtered water, then it's time to change the filter. So we're going to go ahead and test this. this is going to be the dirty water. This water coming out here is going to be super, super, super concentrated. So that should have the highest parts per million, because this is the dirty water that's all those, you know, it's taking out all that, whatever those parts per million are, mercury, chloride, chlorine, chloramide, whatever it is in there, all those weird stuff. We're going to put that right here. And then this one on the end here, I'm going to fill up with some clean water. Generally speaking, it'll take about 40 to 50 minutes to do 5 gallons. So about 10 minutes a gallon. So we're going to go ahead, I mean, just here in, 30 seconds, we've got 2 ounces. So normally it runs faster than this, like I said, guys. It's probably about time that I change the filters, and we're going to find out right about now if I need to change it. And then we're just going to take some tap water out here. Alright. Our scientific test. So we have clean water, tap water, dirty water. We turn this bad boy on and hope the battery's not dead. Oh, thank God, I didn't know to test the battery. There we go. 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it in the tap water first. So the tap water, ladies and gentlemen, why can't we see that, is 143 parts per million. So you'll notice that's actually much better than what I was getting in LA. I was getting over 300. So 140 parts per million. Generally speaking, you need to rinse this off between tests, but we'll be using this as the rinse water. Well, I guess actually we could just rinse it off here. This is the cleanest water of it all, so that'll get all that nasty stuff out. Alright, 144 parts per million is what we're trying to beat. This is the dirty water. This is the stuff coming out of the other end. .202. Not as high as I thought it was going to be. That's the dirty stuff. I'm going to rinse it off again. It's just a little bit. Don't hurt. You're drinking tap water anyway. We're going to test it again. 199, 200. Okay. That's the dirty water. And now we're going to test it, the stuff on the other end. What we're looking for is 14 or less. That's going to be really low. Let's see what we can get. Oh my God. Look at that. 2 parts per million. Oh my God. I am blown away. Look at this. Look, what's that reading at? 3. Remember, this is contaminated. I just contaminated. 4 parts per million. 4 parts per million from this jug. 4 parts per million. That's almost nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Here, let's test it, the dirty water again. Generally speaking, it needs to be like completely submerged to read accurately. That's not even going to read. But anyway, dirty water, back in the dirty water. 206. 206. Tap water. Our 140s. And our good water. 2. That is fantastic. I mean, this recommends that you change the units once a year or 1,500 gallons. I'm assuming whichever comes sooner. I've probably run close to 1,500 gallons through it. You're noticing it's really not coming out very fast at all, ladies and gentlemen. But my God, it's still working like a champ. I love this. The unit is Apec CTOP countertop. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And when you drink the water, you'll notice a difference. I do these blind taste tests. I take a tap water and the RO water, and they know which is the RO water. Once you go RO, you never go back. Thanks, guys. Bye. Today I'm going to review my Apec water countertop reverse osmosis system. This is it in action here. Here's the unit itself. Apec Water, freedrinkingwater.com is their website. I like how the product is made in the US, at least the filters are. This is a 4-stage, so there's 4 filters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic hardware. It's a little bit dirty right now, but I mean everything. They've paid a lot of attention to detail. Just a real great product. The nice part about this compared to conventional systems is that it doesn't go under the sink. This one is a countertop, so if you travel a lot, if you're like me and don't want to install a huge unit under the sink and have to remove it every time you move, this is a